Hello, everyone. Welcome to Quiet Desperation. So, where is Echo Lloyd? 654 days since Echo Lloyd went missing. No updates from law enforcement since December of 2020. Coming up on 2 years in May that Echo disappeared. It's time to bring Echo home. So tonight, I want to talk about gaslighting. And for me, this is just my opinion, of course. I believe in those last few months, Echo was very much gaslit. So I'm just going to go through the definitions and just a few thoughts I have. And in the end, if you are in a situation where you feel unsafe or you feel you're being abused in some way, uncomfortable, in danger, I'll give you some tips at the end of what you can do to help yourself or help someone that you love. So what is gaslighting? A person who presents a false narrative to another group or person, which leads them to doubt their perceptions and become misled, disoriented, or distressed. A form of psychological manipulation. It is abuse. It is brainwashing, in which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in the victim's mind. Gaslighters are seeking to gain control and power by distorting reality and forcing the victim to question their own judgment and intuition. One of the first questions I have is, did Echo have anxiety or depression or low self-esteem? I know she went through a very severe trauma years ago. I'm going to take a leap here, and I'm not assuming anything, but my gut tells me she did suffer from all of that, which would make her an easy target for an abuser. And also her kindnesses. Over time, gaslighters' manipulations, excuse me, I'm sorry, can grow more complex and potent, making it increasingly difficult for the victims to see the truth. What I'm reading here at the beginning is an article from Psychology Today. So, just Google it. Victims are targeted at the core of their being, their sense of identity and self-worth. Manipulators have a tendency to present one face to their prey and another to the rest of the world. What's the difference between gaslighting and manipulation? Well, manipulation, we all do it. It's a fairly common tactic. Our babies do it, our teenagers do it. Commercials manipulate us to consume their products, go out and buy them because they look great. So it's common. It's part of our human nature. Gaslighting involves a pattern of abusive behaviors with the intent not just to influence someone, but control them. You see the difference? Common manipulation is just meant to influence because you want your way about something. But when you are being gaslighted or abused, it's about control. I hate that word. I really, really loathe that word these days. Manipulators don't use controlling tactics unintentionally. Manipulators know exactly what they are doing and the outcomes they want. And they do this so that they can achieve and maintain control and power. So they know, they're hunters, they're predators. It's same as when you go out to hunt an animal. You know exactly what your intention is. But in this situation, it's about control and power. Echo was kind to a fault and saw only the best in people. And Kelsey has said that about her mother. She said that her mother was naively kind. As a woman who's a little bit older than Echo, we were conditioned to accommodate our partners. We were brought up to smooth things over as much as we can, especially if you have been severely traumatized. Echo was severely traumatized. Many women do not want conflict or to rock the boat. I know that in my own life, as I grew into my own late adult, after my youth, I'll say my 30s, I came to see that it is as a load of BS. And I learned quickly that excellent communication and not accepting bad behavior were key to protecting me and valuing me. There's nothing wrong with saying no. There's nothing wrong with rocking the boat now and then when you have a right to rock the boat. But the generation that Echo and I come from, that's how we were raised. We were conditioned to accommodate. And, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so what happened to Echo? How in 6 or 7 months does a neighbor, not even an intimate partner, this was someone she was not romantically involved with, a neighbor. How does a neighbor so completely overtake and control a life, Echo's life, her interactions and finances? This neighbor was known to be violent when drunk. He had no boundaries, which for me would be a huge red flag. When someone is doing that weird of stuff, that they have no boundaries, show up when they want, don't leave when they're asked, walk through the door without knocking, huge red flag for me, and I would definitely be dealing with it. This neighbor had keys to Echo's home and access to her car and her bank accounts. Echo was isolated, partly her choice, and partly where she lived. Echo wanted to be alone. She wanted that life and to build a new life. And this abuser used her isolation to his advantage. He controlled Echo's phone, kept messages from Echo. Echo mentioned to Kelsey she was having trouble with her phone. Was the neighbor causing the issues? Well, I think we all know that when someone's trying to control you, it's not too much of a stretch to imagine that they are going to monitor your phone and keep messages, voice messages, photos, whatever they can from you. Echo was forced to go places, like into the woods, with this neighbor. Echo made excuses for Kelsey to not stop by her home in the weeks before her disappearance. That just breaks my heart. That breaks my heart that even then she was trying to protect her daughter. All of this in 6 months. My heart breaks with the terror Echo must have felt in those last weeks and days. As I was writing this out, I think I cried like 3 times. I just broke out into tears. My heart just breaks thinking about what she may have gone through. And this is so unfair. What I just read there and what we know is classic manipulative and controlling behavior. Echo was gaslit. Here is my opinion, humbly my opinion. I'm no expert. I will say this without sharing too much about my own personal life. I was gaslit as a child. I had an abusive mother. I understand what being gaslighted is. And if I say much more, I'm going to start crying because it cost me a lot. It cost me a lot in my life. So this is just my insights to what I feel or think about Echo and what happened. By the time Echo wanted to end any and all association with this neighbor, it was too late for Echo. She just did not know, number one, the danger she was in, and 2, how to stop it. And I remember that feeling of my gut screaming at me. I was a teenager and my gut screaming, danger, danger, danger. And I felt like I could literally see the freight train coming at me. I could see the light of the train coming at me, and I couldn't stop it. And I couldn't move out of the way. I remember that feeling of knowing, how do I stop this? How do you stop an avalanche? How do you stop a tsunami? You don't. It's a horrendous, terrifying feeling, knowing you're being abused, but you don't know how to get out of it. You're being manipulated, you're being controlled, but you don't know where to turn at that point. It's a very, very scary place to be. Terrifying, horrifying. Echo was hunted. She was the prey. And when you are preyed upon, stalked at every turn, there is no stopping the one hunting you down. The only way to stop being gaslit is, number one, if someone intervenes. If someone comes in and stands in the gap for you and literally removes you. 2, you remove yourself from the predator. That means you go somewhere else. You go to a family member's home or to the next town over to get away from this person. And you literally get in the car and drive away. We know Kelsey confronted the neighbor early on to no avail. Kelsey was courageous and brave. Echo also confronted the neighbor in those last months, but she confronted the neighbor alone. And that is when the game for the predator became lethal. Echo did not know that, and Kelsey did not know that. Who would? No one thinks to that extreme. No one. Psychological abuse is insidious, treacherous, secretly dangerous, which is exactly how the abuser, the manipulator, the predator wants it. And they are intending to entrap. My heart is shattered for Echo. She had big dreams, hopes, and plans when she moved to Edwards, Missouri. Echo wanted to heal. She wanted to find out what she was capable of accomplishing and creating and building her new life. A new man wasn't what Echo was looking for. I think that was the last thing she was looking for. And Kelsey has stated that Echo loved her husband and he loved her. She was seeking her solitude, and she wanted to be able to divide into her space, into her peaceful space, who she wanted. It devastates my heart that someone was going to use her wonderful attributes against her. Her kindness, her not wanting to hurt someone, her going the extra mile, her believing that if she was a good enough friend, things would work out. He used that against her and destroyed the life Echo so wanted to build. There is so much more I could say about being gaslit, being controlled, or being abused. Instead, here is a few tips that I've learned along the way, but also I talked to my therapist, and she gave me a few more that I want to share with you. This is to help safeguard you or someone you love against psychological abuse. Number 1, listen to your gut. If you feel something isn't right in any relationship, don't ignore your intuition. The one thing I've learned in my life, and it took me over 50 years to learn it, my intuition has never, ever failed me. When I listen to it and follow it, I'm always 100% correct. Never doubt it. It's there for a reason. We have intuition to protect us and warn us and keep us safe. But so few of us know how to really listen to it. Listen to your intuition. Number 2, never isolate. Have an excellent support system around you. Family, friends, a confidant or two that you see or you communicate with daily. If you don't have a good support system, build one now. Do not be alone. I get the wanting and enjoying being left alone. I like my time alone. But isolation from friends and family is not our friend. We're not built for that. And this is something that did not work in Echo's favor. Isolating is not good for our mental health. But like I said, there is a difference between wanting to isolate and just wanting to be alone. Isolation is dangerous, and it puts you in the position of weakening yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. It is so important to have an excellent support system who can have your back when you need it, give you a laugh when you need it, interact, have parties, all that good stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Humans are built for social interaction and relationships. We are not built to isolate from other human beings, but we do. If anyone tries to put a wedge between you, your friends, or your family, or both, run. Run from that person as fast as you can. You never ever let someone separate you from the people that love you and value you and can help you in those times when you need the support, encouragement, laughter, all of that. Number 3, journal your feelings and what is happening. If you feel uncomfortable, off balance, that something is wrong, journal all of it. Journaling is an excellent tool in seeing the reality of an issue. It works another part of the brain, and it just helps to bring clarity to a situation. And journaling helps in finding solutions. I want to go back to relationships. Healthy relationships require excellent communication, compromise, and respect. All of the qualities that don't support gaslighting. If you have all of these, excellent communication, compromise, and respect in your marriage, with your children, with your family, or other family members and friends, pretty good chance you're not going to get in this situation of being abused. Number 5, take some space from the situation. If you feel unsafe or uncomfortable or that you're in trouble, visit a friend or a family member for a few days. Just walk away from it so you can think about it and clear the air. 6, speak up about their behavior. Tell someone. Have a discussion with them. Find out where they're coming from. If they get defensive, angry, put you down, anything that's negative, you're in trouble. But you need to speak up, because nobody can speak up for you. People don't know what's going on behind closed doors most of the time. And so you have to speak up for yourself. You have to be your own advocate at times. Number 7, collect evidence. I know that sounds really weird, but if you feel you're in trouble and you don't quite know how to get out of it, journal everything. Write everything down. Keep receipts. Take pictures. I know that sounds weird, but it's to protect you. And it's also to help you, for number 8, to remain confident in your version of events. Because you have someone who is trying to keep you off balance. You have someone who is distorting your perception of things. So if it gets to the point where you don't know how to get out and you don't really know what's up and what's happening, these tools will help you, but especially collect evidence. Just keep track of everything. If that just means that you write it all down in your journal, then you write it down in your journal. So I already said number 8, remain confident in your version of events. Number 9, involve others, healthy-minded others, people who love you, value you, support you, and will believe you, and will have your back. You've got to involve others if you're in trouble, if you're being manipulated, you're being abused, you're uncomfortable, or you feel unsafe. 10, seek professional support. It's really, really important if you're feeling unsafe, off balance, uncomfortable, any of those things in any relationship, that you get professional help, because that will help you find the way out of a potentially dangerous situation. So, that's all I have to say right now. It's a lot, and it's heavy, and it was a really hard day for me. This really triggered me and brought up a lot of painful memories. But I feel it's important to share what may have happened to Echo. It's important to share it. And if I can help one other person not go down the same road as Echo, and maybe get out of a situation and get tools to remove themselves safely from a psychologically abusive situation, then here it is. Because the lesson learned with Echo is it doesn't lead to anything good. It's only a downward spiral where someone may die. I just want y'all to be well and be safe. And if you need help, if you're in a situation like that, ask for help, reach out, go to someone, drive away, do whatever you have to do to help you to make the right decisions and choices you need to make for your life. No one can do it for you if they don't know what's going on. Be well, God bless, and let's fight to bring Echo home.